Hey guys, welcome to the kitchen. I cut up the sweatpants that someone had given us, these sweatpants, and we cut them up, and then I realized they make good headbands. I just try not to wear them in public or on YouTube. So here we have, these are SMT to through-hole JFET per pad adapters. Here we have the SMT JFETs. Those little guys in there, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. Those are my JFETs. So you solder those, each one onto, I'm gonna crack off a 3-roll because this project that I'm building right now, you want to film the screen for a minute? It's a signal splitter. So what's going on with this? It's a 9-volt audio circuit. And you have the plus 9 volt and the minus 9 volt. So your signal comes in and it clones that signal 3 times. So if I want to have a mono signal come in and play a stereo amp, I'll have these two for the stereo. And then let's say I want a third utility amp if I want to plug in a power horn or something to deafen people. That's my third output. So you could come back and film my face now. You could just take that single output and solder 3 wires onto it and split that passively. You could also put resistors in there and split it passively if you wanted to be a weenie and do it wrong. That's on the input, not on the output. Technically, yeah, maybe that would be how you would want to do it, but I'm not doing it that way. We go back to the diagram here. This uses 3 JFETs, okay? Now, these are, you can't get them anymore unless you buy the SMT size, which is tiny. So I get these adapter boards. Now, typically, guys will charge you $1 or more for one of these adapters. And I use these little clips, these little clippy guys clip on here, and then it makes it easy to solder them in nice. So if you're doing this, you're purchasing the JFET, you're purchasing the daughter board, you're purchasing the clippy dippy, and it all adds up. And I don't like the idea of paying $1 for something that's worth 1/3 of a cent. And this is where Delyk PCB comes in. Delyk, Delyk, sells these. I think they're 4 for 65 cents. So I bought a surplus of these from Delyk, and I also I made a video of this the other day. This is a PT2399 is the name of the chip, and people always refer to these Echo units as PT2399 delay. And what that means is it's 30 millisecond minimum echo, meaning you can't get flange and chorus out of this. Maybe you could get a rough chorus if you want to be like it's a chorus and like it's really not. Okay, you could say that, but oh my, look at this wire cracked off of here. PD soldering, it fucking sucks, motherfucking ass. The maximum delay time is like 760 milliseconds, so it's almost a second of delay. Here's the chip. They're 50 cents. It's a Kuroki chip. It is digital. Now, you don't have to have an ADDA. That's all handled inside of the chip. Some people will say, it's an analog delay, and they're fucking wrong. This is digital. The thing about this circuit is it's small. It kind of sounds like when I think of a delay or an echo specifically, like the old echo boxes were tape. It was a tape spinning around on a loop, like Pink Floyd, other echoes. And if you listen to like the echoes on the wall, like there's this thing where the repeats, each time it comes back at you, it loses more frequency response, like it's more tinny or trebly or mid-range soundy. That's really cool, because when I think of an echo, I'm going to go to the Grand Canyon and go, hey, you're a complete idiot. And then it's going to come back and tell me what I am. You're a complete idiot. It's going to be a little bit more trebly, and so that's what this does. The repeats, the wet sound, is filtered and it's not full frequency. Now, somewhere along in the 80s, they came out with this marketing hype. They were selling digital delays, pristine digital delay. Oh, everyone went and sold all their Big Muff and fuzz face pedals that their uncle had given them, traded it in for rack mount gear, and it was pristine digital, and pretty soon we realized that stuff sucked. So there's a lot of hate against digital. It has its place. But the PT2399, if anyone's building an Echo Box, they're probably building this. Unless they really know what they're doing or they're going to spend a little bit more money. Try to get a Bucket Brigade chip or other options. There are other options, but the most popular thing is this PT2399. Now this PCB, you can see it's got the little guy on there. This is Delyk. D-E-L-Y-K. I'll put a link in this description. It's a small PCB. It does have some parts on the other side. He tells you how to lay some of these. There's 3 of these electrodes. Lay them down. I didn't lay them down because I'm not trying to squeeze this in a thing. This is going in a larger chassis. This is going in the David Gilmour Siegel machine, which has a wind generator, a filter for that. It has a mixer. It has a splitter, a stereo power amp. There's stereo speakers, and then there's a power horn. And it's got a built-in delay and amp and blah, 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 blah. So, and yes, I realize I can just flip my wires on my Crybaby around. One problem, I don't have a Crybaby. And this is something I want to build to use for noise project, remote noise, where I don't want to, I'm not in a fucking cover band at the local bar, okay? That's not my gig. So what I'm saying about this PCB, the circuit board from Delyk, it's really small and smartly designed. See how the the film caps say G? That means this is a good PCB. Delyk is awesome. His stuff is really affordable. This is a compact layout. You can see he's using I put it in a NE5532. It calls for a TL072. The NE5532 is cheaper than the TL072, and it's a better sounding chip. So here's the 7805. It's a voltage regulator because the Echo chip only wants to see 5 volts. The rest of the circuit runs off 9. So the 9 volts comes in. This part drops it down to 5, feeds it to the Echo. So this is the Echo that I built. I built it from a Delyk PCB, and I wanted to thank Delyk because they have affordable pricing on this stuff. They're typically not one of the big PCB guys like Guitar PCB. You have Baroon that over there at Bangong, whatever his name is, Barangas, the guy that runs Guitar PCB. I'm not a fan of Guitar PCB, and I don't want to get into that, but he kind of deserves me to throw in shade his way. Pedal PCB, Fuzz Dog, hey, g'day, mate. But Delyk, D-E-L-Y-K, that's where I want you guys to go over and show him some love. And if you're doing JFET stuff, man, this is the only way to go. So right now we're going to switch gears. We're going to go to Tell Me a Story. So here is the Vero layout. I have taken it and marked where the parts are going to go. I did the jumper wire and I did these 4 cuts, and then I took a Sharpie marker and I marked wherever their part is. Now, I could have made a mistake from going like this, drawing my line and then looking up and like seeing the wrong thing because I'm tripping balls, smoking my PCP, my wetty wikis. I don't know, I could have made a mistake. So what we like to do is something called Tell Me a Story. So I'm going to take this board, I'm going to tell my wife a story of this board, and she is going to double check it by listening to what I say and keeping her eyes on the sparrow. So I'm up top left-hand corner in the positive connection. I'm looking at the bottom. The ground is all the way in the bottom left, and there's a 2 gap, and above that is the input.
Yes.
I'm in that input, and I move 1 space right. I'm at the bottom of a 3.
Yes.
That 3 has a 3 gap on the bottom and a 4 gap on the top.
Yes.
I'm in that top 4 gap. I move right. I'm in 1. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes.
With a 1 gap and a 1, 2, 3, 4 to the bottom.
Yeah.
Going right, it looks like there's a 6 with a 1 gap and a 3 jumper.
Yes.
Bottom of the 3 jumper, going right, top of a 3 JFET with an output just below it.
Yep.
I'm in the middle of that JFET. I go right. I'm in the top of a 7 to the bottom.
Yes.
Back to the top of that 7, I go right. There's a 3 electro with the hot side facing up.
Yes.
I'm in the minus of that electro. I go right. There is a 5 going to the bottom.
Yes.
I'm in the top of that 5. I go to the right. I'm in a hole.
Yeah.
I go up 1. There's a 1 gap. I go up 1. I'm in another hole.
Yeah.
I go right. I'm in the middle of a triple J FET
Yep.
with an output on the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Go back to the middle of that triple J FET. I go right. I'm in a 7 to the bottom.
Yes.
Back to the top of that 7. I go right. There's a triple. Looks like it's an electro minus down.
Yeah.
I'm in that minus down. I go to the right. Looks like there's a 5 to the bottom.
Yes.
I'm back to the top of that 5. I go right. I'm in a hole with a 1 gap with another hole on top of it.
Yes.
I go right. I'm in the middle of a triple J FET with an output below it.
Yes.
I go up back to the middle of that J FET. I go to the right. It looks like it's a 7 to the bottom. Back to the top of that 7 to the right. It's a triple electro with the hot side facing up. Go to the bottom negative of that electro to the right. And I am in a 5 to the bottom, very right corner of the board.
Yes.
And that is how we tell me a story. I'm going to tell you a story now. Gopti can drift off to sleep. Not have anything to worry about. I would like you guys to head over to Delyk PCB and check what he's got going on. I know the guy's a dad. I know he's a proud father. This is a family business. It's pretty sure it's his side hustle. If you're looking for PCBs that are well designed, well laid out, quality manufacturing, but you're not going to pay a premium, and the shipping is fair, okay? And especially if you're doing that JFET thing, you get, I think it's 4 for 65 cents as opposed to $1 a piece. So it would be $4 versus 65 cents. You know where the smart money's going to go. You know where Petey's money's going to go. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed the story and my lovely pink headband. Happy New Year. Woo! Whenever I do that, I say Happy New Year. And sometimes you'll find one of like a C-clamp. Never pass up an opportunity to celebrate a Happy New Year, even if it is the 14th of September. You guys, my birthday's coming up. If you feel like gifting me, if you're going to give me money, it has to be at least $20. That's what the homeless guy said to me when we kicked him out of the park for being drunk and belligerent on my camera. Anyway, I love you guys, and thank you so much for joining me. Hug your pets, stay cool, and peace.